All right, everybody, it's that time again. Time for our next pattern in the 2023 holiday Name the Fly Panfish Bug series. And today's St. Patrick's Day. Now, I have a lot of fun with these things, and I spent the last hour or so playing around with spinning some deer hair. And I did come up with this guy, and while I think this is a fishable fly, I'm not going to tie it for you because, first off, I'm just not that good at spinning deer hair, and a fly like this kind of takes a long time, and this one turned out just kind of ugly. So I went to plan B. I broke out Stewart and Allen's Flies for Bass and Panfish, and I did find a pretty cool pattern in here by Tom Lenz. He calls it his Brim Fly. So what I'm about to tie for you really is his Brim Fly. I just changed the colors to a St. Patrick's Day theme so that, we could play this Name the Fly contest. And if you're new here, how we do that, all you need to do is just watch it and then leave a comment with what you think we should call this thing. In a few days, my kids and I will pick the top 5 and we'll put it out there for a vote. And I'll send the winner a $25 gift card to Jay Stockard. And oh yeah, before we tie this, I do want to publicly say thanks to Tom Hines of New Mexico. He sent me this vintage 1950s bow tie, which I got a lot of comments on this thing at work today, so thank you, Tom. So let's tie this thing, the 2023 St. Patrick's Day Panfish Bug. So there it is in the vise. Just a pretty standard looking bluegill brim fly. It is a nymph or wet fly. And I'm going to be tying it on a size 8. This is a barbless, 1 extra long, 1 extra strong. Pretty standard wet fly hook there. And I am going to be putting down some weight, 015 here. And I'll put several wraps, 12 or more, just to really cover the whole middle part of the fly. And I'm going to use red thread. This is a 70 denier, but use whatever thickness you want. I'll put a dam in front of it, take a few wraps over it, put another dam in the back, and leave my thread at the back of the hook. Now let's catch in a big fluffy white Marabou tail. I suppose you can do any color you want here. And we're going to do it kind of long. I think this is going to look better with a big fluffy tail here. I'll use some of this to help fill in this gap between the weight and the hook. And the first thing we'll catch in now, or second thing I guess, is a white chenille for the shellback. And I'll just catch it in right here. Not really worried about a lump with a big chenille body. And the next chenille we'll catch in, this is going to be the body color. And of course I'm going with the green because this is a St. Patrick's Day fly. And I'm going to catch it in up front just to help even out, keep this underbody smooth. Now part the thread about halfway and let's take one strand of this. This is, a white rubber leg. I guess this might be a medium. I'm going to just catch it in 2 wraps right here, not tight at all, and then adjust these. Get them off to the side. Okay, I like that. Now we can put a couple of tighter wraps when we have our position how we want them. Okay, I think that's going to be fine right there. Now let's go ahead and take our thread up here where we're going to catch off the chenille. Now this takes a little bit of dexterity here. You just have to wrap this body colored chenille up, and we're going to take it up to the legs and then 1 wrap between the legs and then take the rest on up to the front. A few extra wraps to secure this and leave our thread a couple eye lengths back. We do need to snip this, open that up so we can catch in this shellback. Just wrap this over and catch it in up front too. And now let's spend a few wraps to just build this head. And the red head is part of the fly, so don't be afraid to put a big old nymph head on it. Now let me show you something you can do if you've got a lot of fuzz coming through your you know, your thread head, you can just not worry about it or cover it up with a bigger head. Or if you've got one of these little singe tools, it only takes just a second or so to, you know, burn these down. Just be careful not to melt your thread. And now that might make it a little bit easier to get a clean head. Or break your thread. And don't worry if that happens, just re-spool your bobbin and then catch it up here again. Now we might have a little bit of a mess to, god dang it. All right, so that happened and I didn't even catch it in again. So if that does happen to you, and don't worry if it does, it happens to all of us, just try to catch it in again and keep working on your head. All right, we've recovered enough from that. Now let's go ahead and do a whip finish. And why that thread broke on me, my bobbin is too tight. I'm noticing that right about now. So if I tie another one with this thread and this bobbin, I'll need to loosen it up. But last bit of cleanup we have, just trim these legs. I'm gonna make the front ones maybe just a little bit shorter than the back, or the same length, it probably doesn't matter. But there you go, our bluegill brim St. Patrick's Day 2023 fly. Make sure you leave a comment with what you think we should call this thing. So I appreciate you watching, everybody. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.